Hi, I'm Justin Struble with BSG Advisors, a financial planner. And financial planning is awesome. You probably already know that. I know that. As a financial planner, I can control my schedule, I can work from anywhere, I get to pick and choose my clients, and I don't always have to be right. I may think the market's going to go up, and it doesn't. I'm kind of like a weatherman. They say it's going to rain, and it doesn't. They say it's not going to rain, and it does. The only easier job is maybe a pollster during an election, presidential election that only happens every 4 years. They say, oh, this guy's only got a 20% chance of winning. Lo and behold, he wins. Guess what? They hire the same pollsters the next election. In reality, I am right a lot more than pollsters or the weatherman. And typically 90-something% of the time, we are correct. Now, we're not picking exact returns that we expect from a given year, but directionally and risk level, we are very accurate, and certainly in the macroeconomic sense. So what do I do as a financial planner, and how is that valuable to my clients? Now, you probably already know this, but for those who don't, let's make sure we're on the same page. A financial planner is different than an investment advisor, an investment management firm, or an insurance agency. And here's how. To the room and make it look like he teleported? I don't know about that, but let's see what he has to say about financial planning and these three things. A financial advisor, you think of somebody like an Edward Jones agent. They're limited in what they can offer. They don't have a great fee schedule for the clients or the advisors. And in reality, they are not allowed to do financial planning. It's in their legal disclosure. Investment management. You think of a firm like Merrill Lynch. That's what they do. They manage money. They don't really care about the rest of the stuff. They're managing your money. And that's 90-something% of the time. That's great. Then you have insurance protection companies. This would be like a Northwest Mutual, where 90-something% of the time, they're selling an insurance policy to solve your financial needs. Financial planning is a little different. We do all of it. We do investment advice. We call it investment insights or planning. We do investment management, and we do insurance and protection planning. It encompasses all three of these, and it takes a big picture approach where we look at the whole client's picture and not just your investment account, not just your insurance needs, not just financial advice for free as you ask the right questions. That's how financial planning is fundamentally different. How does this correlate and translate into a client's account? Well, let me tell you a story about Tom and Jane. Where was I? Oh, I was over there. Tom and Jane. I wrote this retirement survival guide back in 2015, I believe, and it tells the story of Tom and Jane, a couple who was 63, they retired, and it goes through the conversations they had with each other and their advisors over those first 10 years of retirement. In 2005, they retire, they decide to take Social Security, they have investment accounts, they have their 401k, they have pensions, they have Social Security. They have all these things that are integrated into their reality. And yet they went through normal conversations with each other and advisors and made decisions along the way that ended up costing them significantly. When did they take Social Security? How their investments were managed, not just from a cost standpoint, but also from a investment risk return standpoint and diversification. They also made decisions about where their income would come from. Their pension was coming when they started Social Security. Which did they take out of taxable accounts or after-tax accounts or 401ks? And what insurances do they need to keep, like their life insurance from work? Do they need long-term care? These are conversations they had or didn't have. And it ended up costing them, in their scenario, over $400,000 in retirement. Now, we're not talking about somebody with $2 or $3 million. They started out with just under $600,000 of investable assets in 2005. And the mistakes they made over those first 10 years put them in a position that cost them $430,000. And in reality, is the difference for them running out of money or having enough to maintain their lifestyle throughout retirement. That's Tom and Jane. I would love to give you a copy of this, the Retirement Survival Guide. Wait a second. Are you saying this Tom and Jane couple made $400,000 worth of mistakes, lost 400 grand? Are they the only couple that are making these mistakes? I'd also like to tell you a story about John and Amy. John and Amy were a couple very similar to Tom and Jane, but they retired just recently, and it goes through the past 10 years of their retirement and what happened to them. They retired after the 2008 crash. Very similar concept. The mistakes that they made, the 9 mistakes that they made, which cost them significantly in retirement, cost them over $1 million. They had a little bit more to start with, but they weren't multi-millionaires. These are the risks that financial planning addresses in retirement for many, many clients. You're saying this is typical for couples you help? Hundreds of thousands of dollars? Where do I sign up? Are there other things you've written that I should know about? While we're on the subject of things I've written, here is Creating Your Retirement Vault, a book I wrote in 2014, which lays out a lot of valuable topics for you, the reader, you, the near retiree, that's thinking about retirement, transitioning into retirement, and trying to navigate that financial confusion that's out there around retirement and investments and planning. More recently, I've written The 6 Steps to Retirement Income Made Simple. It's an article. I had it published in Forbes. This is a very easy read, but if you follow it to the letter, it will lay out a do-it-yourself way that you can plan and live in retirement and have confidence about the income you're withdrawing from your investments. Very simple read. It's on Forbes. Please ask me. I'm happy to give you a copy. Now that I might read. 2 pages, I can read that. That's more my speed than your 100-page book. I like that. And if you're one of the lucky ones, you will get a copy of my Struble Wave. It's my monthly newsletter. It's physical print. I send this out to clients, friends, family, other professionals. I also intend to have an electronic copy that I start sending out to people who just want electronic versions. The favorite part is the part about my daughters. It's written from their perspective, and it's a little bit each month about what they're doing in their life. I talk about me, and I give 2 main articles on investments or macroeconomics. That's really what I bring to the table. Did I forget to say, financial planning is awesome. If you aren't working with a financial planner, maybe you should be. Financial planning is awesome. Yes, and did I mention financial planning is awesome? Yes, you in the back. I got a question. How much does it cost for me to hire you to help fix my retirement with me? Oh, how much does it cost to hire somebody like me? Great question. Before I get into that, let me tell you about the process I use with clients. We sit down several times. At first, we're getting to know each other, see if we're a good fit. We go through the fact finding to gather information, tax returns, investment statements, insurance policies. We gather all your stuff. We weed through it, we ask questions, we have a couple more meetings to make sure we're on the same page, get everything into our software. Then we actually have our plan delivery, where we've taken your goals, your needs, your wants, and your reality, the financials of your life, mix them together, and see how we can get you to that retirement goal. And then we do ongoing maintenance, ongoing service, ongoing planning. At least 3 times a year we're having conversations or trying to have conversations with our clients about specific topics throughout the year. That's all fine and good, but this must cost an enormous sum of money. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars of value that you're going to save or make me. This must cost 50 grand or 100 grand just for me to hire you. So what does this cost? Well, it's an enormous fee, several $1,000s typically. But the value is even more than that. I specialize in retirement, pre-retirees that are nearing retirement, wanting to make sure they're doing it right. And the cost is often a couple thousand, and the value is often hundreds of thousands. So you only charge a couple $1,000s, and there's usually 100 times that in value. What's the catch? What if I don't get any value out of this? What happens? I guarantee that the cost you pay is going to get given back to you and then some. Because if it isn't, you let me know, and I'm happy to refund the financial planning fee. That was a great question. All right, I'm sold. Where do I sign up? Can we come in? Can I come in and talk, do a Zoom meeting? Make sure this is a good fit for me? How's it work? Yes, I am taking on new clients. Yes, you can come in and visit, have a conversation. There's no obligation. We're not going to hound you. The last thing I want to do is call you when you don't want to be called. Financial planning is awesome. I'm Justin Struble. I'm a fixer. I'm with BSG Advisors. I do retirement planning. I'm a CFP. I'm an RICP. And I would love to be your financial planner. Financial planning is awesome. I'm Justin Struble with BSG Advisors. I'm not a broker. I'm a fixer. Can you summarize what you do as a financial planner, and maybe if people aren't ready, what they should be doing to get there? And then can you close by doing a power move like walking towards the camera? That'd be great. Financial planning is kind of like diets. You got to do a little bit over a long period of time to get to your goals. Calories in, calories out. All right, something like that. Calories burned. That means I can eat some more. Can I have a Reese cup? These things are my favorite. They're tough to get out of these wrappers though. So then I got to do a couple more. I got to do some more exercise. Calories in, calories out. Now I can have a Hershey Kiss. Is this how financial planning works? You save some and then you get to spend it later? Can I just spend it now? It seems better. I can work out all day. I can eat all day. Is that financial planning? I need your help. That's how it works. It's just that simple. Financial planning is awesome. If you're not ready to step in and do an official financial plan, I would recommend reaching out, getting some of these publications, some of the things I've written, watch the YouTube channel, go to the website, see some of the articles, start educating yourself on what could be the conversations we can have in the future and positioning yourself for those conversations. I'm Justin Struble with BSG Advisors. I'm not a broker, I'm a fixer. He did it! The power move! Woo! Alright, I gotta become a client. I need a lot of help. I don't have that much money, but I'd love to retire someday. I don't want to work until something happens to me and I can't work. And I don't really want to work until the day I die. So I should probably become a client of BSG Advisors, of Justin Struble, the fixer. That sounds like a good idea. He did the power move. What more could you want? I'm going to be a client. Maybe you should too. Take down this number. Don't worry about the disclaimer that's going to show in a minute. I'm sure that's going to be fine. Justin Struble sounds like a great guy. I'm going to get him to help me. Maybe you should too. Now I'm going to get a little more exercise in before I go and eat some more chocolate, because chocolate is awesome.